From the 27th to the 29th of April, the South African Water Caucus held its biannual general meeting in Coffee Bay, Eastern Cape, South Africa. The South African Water Caucus is a network of several civil society and non-profit organizations dealing with different water issues. The mission of the caucus is to provide a platform for activists to connect, to inform themselves and to discuss and share water-related issues. At the meeting in 2011, 25 delegates from several provinces of South Africa took part in the meeting. During the 3 days, the delegates discussed important water issues such as the devastating impacts of mining, large dams and industrial timber plantations on water availability and quality, the importance of delivery of basic sanitation to communities, rainwater harvesting for water and food security, rivers and wetlands, water and climate change and water rights. For each main water issue, a task team has been appointed to work on the issue and to develop strategies on how to deal with it on a national scale. Furthermore, delegates from each province represented at the meeting gave short reports on the different water-related projects in the provinces to share the information with representatives from other provinces and to commence discussions on the topics.
Last Congress, we passed a resolution to outlaw bottled water. And the reason why we outlawed bottled water is because 2 drinks of this bottle and you toss the plastic into the rivers and streams. Underneath these bottles it has a number which tells you how many times you can use it. This thing is made up of so much petroleum inside here that after the amount of uses, the petroleum starts creeping into your water and your water becomes toxic. Normally what you do is you send your children to school with these bottles, filling it with cool drinks and other drinks. We're finding that these bottles is the biggest growing industry in the world, and it is being driven by companies like Coca-Cola and Nestle and others. We have taken the decision to outlaw bottled water. It is not just about outlawing bottled water, it is about ensuring and fighting and striving for good quality water for civil society and for the citizens.
On the coal mining side, the existing coal mines and the new coal mines are both producing acid mine drainage. It doesn't have quite as many toxic metals, but nevertheless it has toxic metals. And there is the intention to grant mining licenses right across the Vaal catchment. Now, this increases the pollutants going into the Vaal system on the south side of the Continental Divide. It destroys the expensive water we're importing from Lesotho. On the northern side of the Continental Divide, it goes into the Limpopo River system and destroys Limpopo and Mpumalanga.
And we have identified about 10 communities in Khayelitsha, who live in wetlands or next to wetlands. And then we have had a number of workshops with them. We had an event during the Wetlands Day last year, and also during the International Rivers Day that we did with Hamida, as the South African Water Caucus and the Western Cape Water Caucus, together with a number of other partner organizations. So it's an ongoing process.
In the townships, they're still using the bucket systems, and they've outsourced the bucket removals and so on. So here we've got some people that I found, workers, that is shit. Okay? That they're shoveling there. You see it? But they just look. Look at these people, no clothing. Look at this, she's walking with sandals on. And no protective, none of them have got protective clothing. And they're strolling in the shit.
Fairly conservative scientist types started calculating how many people downstream have actually been negatively impacted by dams. So of the 45,000 large dams in the world, they looked at 7,000 dams. And they came up with a figure of 472 million people have been badly affected from just 7,000. So they said those are of the larger dams, so they said if you actually look at the 45,000 large dams in the world, the figure's more than 700 million. And that's equal to 10% of the global population.
This dam called Flagbushelo Dam. It is Flagbushelo Dam. It is just outside Marble Hall. It is actually a dam situated within a very big community. But you'll be surprised to find that the very same community next to which the dam is found do not have drinking water at all. Normally, they still depend on rivers, wells, and whatever source that they can actually lay on for water to drink. They don't have got anything really.
When we talk to the industry and we talk about how much water timber plantation trees use, we use a figure of 25 liters per tree per day, which is way less than what these trees actually use. I think it would be much more fair to say that each of those trees use between 50 and 100 liters of water per day on average. That would be much more correct. Some of these trees, as you know, can take hundreds of liters on a single day.
The participants furthermore discussed general ways to improve the networking in the Water Caucus, the efficient usage of visuals and videos and modern communication means such as Facebook, and decided on strategies on the way forward.
Yeah, I think it was great, and I think I agree with Judith. There was great energy in the room, and I like the way the caucus is moving.
I think it was nice to be at a place which is relatively isolated, where there's not a lot of distractions, and we could put some serious energy into the work that needs to be done. I think a lot was achieved.
Great stuff. Tim?
For me, it was very interesting just to see other struggles regarding water from other provinces.
To me, I mean, it isn't different from the ones we used to have. They are just both informative, very interesting. I wish even if we have such kind of meetings as this ones, they be we keep the same spirit as we're doing as of now. Great.
Thank you. Amida? Sharp. Okay.
Hamza, you yourself?
Yeah, for me, comrades, I'm honored first of all to be among such a group of activists, and I'm very encouraged by the unity and the struggles that's being brought forward, and I plead with all of us that we strengthen ourselves, because this is so important. If we say water is life, then I think we must be serious about it. I think we are a handful of people that's really defending this right to water, and we must build on it, comrades. We hold this water in trust for our great-great-grandchildren for the future, and so it's extremely important.